Hello. Today's letter comes to us from Mom, who writes, Dear Brother Ron, I was thinking today on how not too many centuries ago Christians met in silence in the woods to worship without making a sound. They did so out of fear of being killed. Nobody stopped to ask who was or wasn't in order. Nobody stopped to ask who was or who wasn't living in open sin. They simply met and worshiped. Has the church made a business of pointing the finger at others instead of remembering the actual purpose of the church? Should the church be standing in judgment or be judged? Should the church be running the laws or worshiping quietly in spite of the laws? When you think about the history of the church, how do you answer this? Well, dear Mom, the people you are talking about were members of a true church. Now, the word translated in the Bible as church is the Greek word ecclesia, which is a coming together of people for worship. The original Christians came together and formed a church even though there was no building or organizational structure. Now fast forward 2,000 years. We now have churches which are so concerned with politics, budgets, buildings, and dogma that the original message of Jesus has gotten lost in the organizational machinery. Many churches are so busy trying to win converts, expand their organization, and influence politics, they have lost sight of the message which was so successful in winning the original converts. You see, to win converts, some churches are using a two-pronged strategy. The first part of this strategy is to appeal to people's egos. Join our church, and you will be better than those who have rejected our offer. And since we represent the will of God, as a member of our church, you will be able to pronounce God's judgment on those who refuse to follow God's will as you see it. Now, this is a great ego boost and a very effective recruiting tool. The second part is to strike fear into those the church wants to convert. They do this by building urgency into the sale. You had better convert now because you may not get another chance. If you die without having accepted our message, you will face eternal torment. This is a very effective sales strategy. Any good salesman will tell you that the fear of loss is always greater than the hope of gain. The churches through the centuries have been very effective in using fear to accomplish their objectives. Now, please remember that these statements do not apply to all churches. There are many which adhere to the original concept of the ecclesia. Unfortunately, there are many more who have allowed their desire for institutional growth and social influence to become the dominant factors in their dogma and their communications. This is unfortunate because it causes many people to have an unfavorable opinion of all churches, even those who don't deserve it. Thank you for joining us.